Winter Arc and Locking In. Should be a little brighter. Yeah, I woke up at 8 a.m. today. It is now 9:12. The date is November 25, and I really want to cut down the time that it takes me to wake up to like being a productive human being. And Winter Arc Locking In, I'm just using those buzzwords to just quickly communicate what I'm actually trying to do, which is, locking in, navigating my 20s, all that stuff. And locking in is different for different people, I think. I think it's different for everybody. For me, locking in is honestly, in some way, shape, or form, editing. That's really what locking in for me. Because either I'm editing and content creation, I would say. So maybe that's the root of it. Either I'm editing my own work or I'm editing client work, right? So I'm gonna treat this video like it's the first time you're seeing me. My name is Navir Patterson. This is my channel, and I've done a bunch of different stuff on here before, um, from clothing brand stuff to fashion stuff to a little bit of traveling stuff, trying to figure out exactly what the channel's about. But the channel's about me, and right now, what's going on the most for me is me trying to navigate my 20s. Fuck. I mean, there's no such thing as too much honey, but me trying to navigate my 20s. That's the main thing that I'm dealing with right now, and that's what the content's going to be about. This is going to be personal improvement content because that's what I'm working on. That's what's easiest for me to document. That's what's at the forefront of my mind. So all the stuff that I've posted before about blanks or manufacturers or stuff like that, I probably will try to give information about that when it arises, but that's not what the channel's going to be about anymore. If that's what you're here for, unsubscribe. I genuinely don't care. I mean, I do care. Subscribe. But this is usually my morning routine. I sit down, eat some Greek yogurt, um, and I journal. I really don't know if journaling is working, so that's why I feel like I'm even here doing this angle of stuff now, because I don't know if the journaling thing is working. I feel it should be closer. That's too late now. So yeah, Winter Arc. Bring the camera a little closer. All right, boom, you're closer to me, a little bit better. All right, so I have three streams that I'm supposed to be making content in. It's my clothing brand and Frame Clothing, which I've been making content in the most consistently over the last 3 months, and where I've seen the most organic growth. Then my bread and butter, my production company and Frame Studios, right? I'm just starting to make content through that. But the good thing about that is that I can batch create the content. So I could sit down one day, make 7 to 14 reels, and have them to post without worrying about like, okay, yeah, I got to think about something new. Like I generally, the topics are there to talk about. And then there's me, my personal brand, Navir Patterson, which originally I started this series on Instagram, but I really don't think I'm going to be continuing it on Instagram anymore because when I'm talking here, I don't know who this video is going to go to. I don't know who might it get seen. And I'm trying to not focus too much on the metrics of like, okay, it's getting this much views. I should change it for this because the algorithm. I should do that for the algorithm. Like I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to set up the camera, 1 to 2 shots max, get the video created, talk about what I need to talk about, put the video out, right? Right now, my focus on when it comes to my personal brand and putting content out is just putting content out, right? I'm not gonna do any fancy edits. I'm not gonna do any fancy cuts. I'm not gonna overthink if I'm saying the wrong thing or the right thing. I'm not even trying to repeat anything I say. There's no script. This laptop is closed. Normally, I write a script for my other videos with my phone. Like, I don't have my phone. There's no script. I'm not even gonna pick that up. I'm not even gonna cut that out, right? I'm gonna keep talking going. So that's gonna be the general consensus for this type of content. And I'm also not gonna claim to be some type of professional when it comes to this shit. The content is literally about me trying to figure this shit out. So if you're 20 or you just find the plight of the current generation struggle entertaining, you can stick around and I'm gonna be basically calling out my own like things that I need to work on and then talking about my own mistakes and like trying to basically just cross-reference everything in public online through the medium that I know best, which is film, or just video, and try to make sense of all this shit and hopefully inspire someone that's watching right now. I do a lot of things, and that's because that's not that's not only because I'm capable of doing a lot of things. It's because I want to do a lot of things. But for the me wanting to run a clothing brand and have a production company, which I at some point intend to just make a studio company, hence why I named it Inframe Studios, because even when Inframed, the brand is big, I wanted to be able to have some type of fall off effect onto Inframe Studios when I step back, when I'm not doing service-based, goods anymore, like a service-based business anymore. It's a studio. It's like, okay, cool. Did you know it's almost if Nike had a studio, right? You don't necessarily buy Nike shoes there, but you can go and it's Nike funded. It's pretty cool to be able to go use their facilities and stuff like that. So that's the exit plan I see from Frame Studios right now. I'm gonna talk more probably in another video about like how everything stands in terms of how I make money, how much money I need to make. I'm going to talk about how I've lost money. I'm going to talk about like all that stuff, right? As I said, the 3 pillars I'm going to be focusing on for this content is financial, physical, and mental. Right now, I don't know how I'm gonna gauge mental. I really don't know. I think the setup that I have with the camera, with me looking this way, if you know about film, it's like it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable that all the headroom is behind me. That's how I feel mentally right now. So I don't know if that's gonna be the gauge, but that's how I feel. This is how much space I have left. I'm this close to crashing out. You feel me? And then financially, I'm gonna try my best to be as honest as possible with that shit. I'm not gonna like show you a screenshot out of my bank account, but I'm gonna try to show like the stuff where it's like, yo, bro, I wish I didn't do this shit, and I wish I did do this shit, and that's things where I think if you're just about to be 20 or if you're navigating your 20s, um, hopefully it helps you. And then physical, about to go to the gym right now. Trying to eat Greek yogurt. Like, I'm not Sam Sulek, even though I am gonna try to pump out videos half as fast as he does. I'm not trying to get that big, but I do think that I want to be a certain size and a certain type of, physical capability when it comes to just physical. And physical is not just my body; it's my beard, my hair, my eyes, like my skin, like all that stuff. I think that all plays into how you feel about yourself at 20 as a man. I'm going to talk about all that stuff. I don't want the content to be only for men. I think there's going to be game in here for women, but at the same time, I'm not going to change what I'm here to talk about just to try to attract a different demographic. Okay, I genuinely think that yap is done. I'm not going to try to make these videos. These videos, in the long run, will never be more than 20 minutes because, and I won't stream. I was thinking about it the other day. I won't become a streamer, even though I'm aiming to that level of like stratosphere, I feel, when it comes to popularity or whatever. I don't know. They'll never be more than 20 minutes because I think you should only watch this stuff when you're having like dinner or lunch or eating something. And I don't think you should be sitting down for more than 20 minutes to eat anything.